Don't watch it, don't listen to it, skip to the next scene. Do not touch me with a 7-inch pole. Disgusting, but give me more. Zero game, I have nothing. Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. First, before I start this video, we hit 100 subscribers on this channel, and I am so thankful for every single one of you who subscribed to my video, watched my video, leave comments, all that good stuff. I think I actually hit it like a couple of videos back, but I generally usually pre-film my videos a little bit in advance. So regardless, thank you so much for all of your support. All right, now let's get into the video. Today is a fun one. It's the fun rizz book tag, and we're going to be answering questions all around books and which character has the most rizz. This is a very romance-based book tag, and I was tagged by Graham Matthews Reviews. Thank you so much for tagging me. This book tag was also created by the Bookish Daddy. I believe he said that he wanted to create this tag or use the word rizz in this tag to embarrass his little sibling, and I thought that was so cute and funny, and also kind of relatable because I'm at the age where I don't think I can use the word rizz unironically, but I still add it to my daily vocabulary because I'm trying to be hip. That point aside, let's get straight into the video. Of course, the information, as always, will be in the description, the cards, on the screen somewhere. And okay, let's get into the first question is, which character has the most rizz? And in case you did not know what rizz is, it is the Gen Z, Gen Alpha slang for charisma. So basically, which character got the most game for us millennials up here? And I would have to say it is going to be Kai Young from King of Pride. This is the original answer I had when I originally drafted up this response to this tag, but it's been a hot minute since Graham has tagged me, all right? I did not get around to it, I apologize, but at this point, Kai Young is still my billionaire book boyfriend. He is the epitome of everything I like, spicy but gentlemanly, and also extremely naughty. He is wonderful in that aspect, but I have to say, Rizzest from Father I Don't Want to Get Married, which he is the father in that series. I can't. He is everything to me. He babies his daughter. He is so handsome and he has style, okay? That man, anytime he walks out anywhere, he has the most drip in the game, and I am really into that. He's not necessarily the male lead or the male interest. He's just the father, but he is one charismatic, hot father, the hottest father figure I have ever seen in a book or a manhwa or a series, and I 100% would want to rizz him up. And that is the answer to the first question. A little bit embarrassing, kind of showing you all what kind of characters I really enjoy in a book, especially when it comes to their appearances, but no shame. I have decided to let go of all my shame for this video and probably for future videos, because as my friends like to say, I am an agent of chaos, and I'm about to bring the chaos into my YouTube channel because I think it'll make my videos a lot more fun, a little bit more flexible, and make the video editing process a little bit less stressful. All right, the next question is, what is my favorite romance book? This one was super hard for me to figure out which book I like the most, to be honest. And at the time of me drafting this video, I said Love Theoretically, and I still think Love Theoretically is one of my favorite books. However, unfortunately, I think Yours Truly is currently the top contender for my favorite romance book so far that I have read, simply because while I really love Jack and Elsie, Elsie's growth into herself and learning to be confident with what she has, and then also Jack babying her, loving Elsie, and helping her recognize her own capabilities while also admitting to his own fault, was a great book in itself, with a great plot and a great spicy romance part of the book. I just really enjoyed the character dynamic between Jacob and Bree in Yours Truly. I felt like I could really relate to Jacob as a character, and Bree was just an attack dog. I love that. I love that little role reversal. I'm a sucker for like a babying trope where one of the leads baby the other. Generally, I really like it when the male does it, but Yours Truly did it in such a beautiful manner that made me really enjoy the book and the whole process of just reading it. So the next question is a fun one. It is, what is my favorite romantic or spicy quote from a book? So if you are not into hearing other people quote spicy scenes, because I would put the audiobook for this, okay? But I'm not trying to get flagged on this video or any of my videos. So you just have to bear with my ability to read a smut scene. And my husband, if you are watching this, which I know you will, don't watch it, don't listen to it, skip to the next scene. line. Thank you. Because I don't think I want to, I don't think I want to let you hear this part, okay? So when I initially drafted this tag video, I was actually on a Kindle binge, so I've only read on my Kindle, so a lot of my quotes and everything were stored on the Kindle. But since then, it's now July, I have a lot of books with a lot of tagged bookmarks, quotes, lines, everything on my bookshelf. But prior to all of this, I had a book journal, and I'm gonna pull out the quotes that I'm about to quote to you right now because I put it in my book journal, which I'm so grateful that I did it. I am really behind on my book journal. Like, I stopped keeping up with this since I started this YouTube channel, which was kind of the point, since this is more of a verbal way of me doing my book journaling. But I do miss the aspect of writing down all the quotes and all the fun stuff on the book itself. So maybe I'll get back to doing that after this video. Who knows? But that's not the point of this question. Let me find the quote from the book journal itself. Let's go with the first romantic quote. Both of these quotes are from King of Wrath, and I specifically chose them because they are kind of like the duality of both romantic and spicy, and they're from the same book. So I thought it was fitting for this question. So let's get right into it. The first one being, here's my initial reaction to the quotes when I read it. However, the heart of the book has to be these quotes because damn. And the first quote, which is supposed to be the more romantic one, is, "You want to know the truth, Vivian? If I loved you as much as he claims to love you, nothing would have stopped me from keeping you." This is Dante when he first realizes that she has like an ex-lover who's trying to win her back. I don't know if you guys have read King of Wrath, but basically this is kind of like an enemies to lovers marriage of convenience. And almost immediately right after this line, the next line was way too spicy, but I'm gonna try to keep my composure and say this line and try not to giggle, laugh, or I don't know, expose myself. I wrote in my journal. And then this line, oh my god, and it is, "You wear my ring, you've come on my face and my hand, and you live in my head all the fucking time, even if I don't want you to." And that is the slightly spicy quote that I have. I love the duality of these two lines. I love how passionate Dante was. Honestly, I had a really, really good time with King of Wrath, even though Dante's personality and his decisions can be questionable at times, but that's the character that Anna Huang has chosen to write, which is this big bad guy who's all about the big corporate takeover. And when it comes to book billionaire boyfriend, I feel like Anna Huang knows what to write. And that's why I really, really enjoy that book, because going in, I know what to expect and what to enjoy out of it. Okay, let's move on to question number 4, which is, what is the spiciest or the most romantic book I've read? Now, I'm gonna split this question into two because at the top of my head, I can't figure out a book that is both spicy and romantic. I feel like it's one or the other. The authors who write really, really good spice don't necessarily have the big pack of the romance and vice versa, in my opinion. And I think that's fine. I just think that's what they're into and that's what their focus is. So at the moment, I do not have one that balances both. The closest one I would have to say is King of Pride, being a good mix of the two, with both romance, Kai Young supporting Isabella with her dreams and her aspirations, her goals, but also with the dirtiest things that happen in that secret room, like disgusting. Kai Young, disgusting, but give me more. Now let's go on to more of a separate them out. The spiciest book I have read as of lately is going to be Not in Love. I have a whole reading vlog on it. You can go watch it if you want to know more about my opinions, but it's spice after spice after spice. Is it a good book plot-wise? Not really. Romance-wise, definitely not. I think it was a very physical attraction. But if you're looking for good spice, I think Ali Hazelwood did a really good job with incorporating a lot of spice into her book, where the spice doesn't feel redundant. Was it ridiculous and unnecessary? Yes. But at least it's not the same things, the same scenes being reused, recycled, and regurgitated again and again. As for the most romantic, again, I'm going to have to give it to yours truly. A little bit of repetition on my end with the books, but these are books that I enjoy, and therefore they are books that are going to have to appear a lot on this video because it's all about the romance books that are spicy, and it's all the romance books that I love and enjoy. So yours truly has to be the most romantic because of the love progression between Jacob and Bree. I felt like it was very slow, gradual. It's one of those that becomes strangers to friends to romantic relationships, and I really enjoyed that. I didn't think that I would. I'm okay with insta love. In fact, sometimes I eat it up. You know what? You're right. I enjoy insta love. So just to see this refreshing take on friendships turning into romance was just really beautiful. There is a little bit of miscommunication, but Jacob quickly handles that and goes out of his comfort zone to show her that he is serious and he has his foot in the door for this relationship. And I really love that. The next question is, who is my favorite book couple? And it has to be Inez and Carcel from The Broken Ring. Now, those of you who've watched my channel since the very beginning or some of my original videos, I was obsessed with this couple. I said that this book was going to be the book for me in 2024, but I have to be honest, I might have to take that back, but we'll see. We will see. There are a lot of top contenders for my favorite book of 2024. I think the biggest problem for The Broken Ring right now is the fact that I can't have it completed and finished, wrapped up, so I can't give it a solid rating until I know what happens all the way at the end and all the execution. Did I read spoilers? Yes. But do I care? Absolutely not. It's about the journey and how we get there and how the author takes us there is the fun for me. The reason why I am absolutely feral for this couple is the fact that Inez is the grumpy one in the relationship and Carcel is the cute little puppy that just follows her around, and it's so adorable to see. However, he is absolutely a menace when anybody comes into contact and tries to hurt her, and that's just everything I want in a trope, everything I want in a book. Then there's also the heaviness of the conversations that they have about the situations that Inez has dealt with in her previous lives and how she slowly learns and grows to love Carcel because she feels like he wouldn't abandon her. And it's just watching the progress between those two and how they're slowly becoming more accepting of each other and understanding of each other. The story is so beautifully written and I am thoroughly enjoying it. I am still keeping up with both the web novel and the manhwa. However, I haven't put it into any of my monthly updates because I think I mentioned this in the previous monthly updates. I just don't want to keep repeating myself again and again. However, it has been a while since I've talked about The Broken Ring, so if you have not read it and you're looking for something that is very different than a lot of regression stories, if you're an avid manhwa reader, definitely check it out. There are a lot of very heavy topics that gets discussed in the novel and in the manhwa, so make sure to read all the trigger warnings for those as well. But regardless, my favorite couple, and I just love like the reaction Inez has to some of the stupid things Carcel does, because he does seem like kind of an airheaded boy. Definitely an airheaded boy, but still beautiful in his own ways. I love them. Beautiful couple. Moving on to question number 6 is, what two characters from two separate books do I want to see together? The first is going to be Jacob, and then the second is going to be Harriet from Happy Place. Jacob is from yours truly, Harriet from Happy Place. I find that both of them are a little bit socially awkward and likes to have things planned out, and in a social setting, they are mainly just the mediator between everybody instead of like an action taker. I just want to see how a romantic relationship would bloom between the two, or if it's even possible. I think it would definitely give a different perspective and a different flavor to the books that we normally see. I find that a lot of the times when we read books, we always have one that is outgoing and one that isn't so outgoing, but maybe I just want that slow burn, you know? I want to see the slow, gradual relationship building between those two characters. So I feel like Harriet and Jacob are like good bases for maybe other characters, because I love Jacob with Bree, okay? But in terms of just character dynamics, I just want to see how it would work and if it would even work. Question 7 is a fun one, and it is a character I think I could rizz up or romance up. I have absolutely zero game, okay? I found my husband at a Bobo store because that's where I worked. Zero game, I have nothing. So, and also, a lot of the characters that I enjoy in books, I do not want them in real life, okay? I know what characters I like, and they are definitely on the gray side of things when it comes to real life actions, and I'm not sure I would stand for that in real life. In books, love it, give me more. In real life, do not touch me with a 7-inch pole, okay? Thank you. But the only person I'm gonna have to say that I can possibly romance up, because I really relate to how he is going to be, once again, 3 for 3, Mr. Jacob from yours truly. His social awkwardness and the fact that he doesn't like crowd and loud spaces, that's also me. I'm also not very good at meeting new people for the first time also. So I feel like we could relate on that level, and I could probably rizz him up, hopefully, maybe. I don't know. He's a doctor. I also want him because he's a doctor. Next up is, what is my favorite romantic gesture in a book? So I don't know. I don't really know what qualifies as a romantic gesture, but at the time when I drafted this video, I said if they killed for the girl. Long story short, if someone looks at her the wrong way or sabotages her, the male lead will go out of his way and put them in a ditch. And that's what I originally wrote. I still think it's pretty true. I do really enjoy that kind of dynamic and that romantic. Is it even called romantic at that point? I think that's just dark. That gesture. But also, I really like it when the male lead empowers the female lead or vice versa. I think I saw that with a lot more romantic books as of recently, and I really also enjoy that aspects of books as well. I really like it when one character just embraces and helps the other character recognizes their strength and to overcome their weaknesses. And I also think that's one of the gestures that I really enjoy seeing in a book. I think with that gesture, it really brings out another layer of dynamic in the book and in the characters themselves, because you get to see this character growth happening in real time as the book progresses. So that's another romantic gesture that I really enjoy seeing in the books. So question number 9 is kind of on the same line as the previous question, and it is, what is my favorite trope in a romantic book? And on top of my head, I have a couple, okay? I really like Grumpy Meets Sunshine, specifically a grumpy male lead. I love it when they just kind of are just dark and grouchy, and then the Sunshine female lead brings it out of them. I like the role reversal of that too every now and then, but definitely a high one is Grumpy Meets Sunshine. I also really enjoy She Fell First, but He Fell Harder. I think that goes into like the last question where I say he ends up killing for her, he will do anything for her, no questions asked, like will do anything. I think that's on the same line, and that's probably why I also really like that trope. And last, but definitely not least, marriage of convenience / arranged marriage. This is mainly for manhwas and mangas. I haven't seen one that's done super well. Actually, we read King of Wrath, and that one was done very well. So I haven't read much of marriage of conveniences / arranged marriages in books, but as of right now, I really enjoy marriage of convenience / arranged marriage because I just love seeing how they fall in love with each other when they have to put on this act. All right, the last question to wrap up this video is, what romance book do I want to see to be adapted into a TV show or a movie? I already know on top of my head this is never going to change for this particular question, and it is going to be Butcher and Blackbird and everything in that series, because I don't know how the author did it, but she balanced romance, comedy, and dark serious topics of like serial killer all in one, and I had such a good time reading it. Honestly, I kind of want to reread it as an audiobook because I heard the audiobook is beautiful. It does a wonderful job, and it was a really good experience. Maybe it would even feel like a movie in itself as well. But aside from that, I just really want this to even be a cameo in Criminal Minds, because as a crime show / true crime girly, I really enjoy that kind of content, and those TV shows, movies, podcasts, I love that kind of content, and I think it would just be really fun if we could have Butcher and Blackbird as like a TV show, a cameo, or a movie, and I would be really excited if they ever announce that. So that is going to be my pick for the very last question of this tag, and with that basically wraps up this whole Rizz book tag. I had a lot of fun doing this. I did spend a lot of time thinking through all my answers, and somehow we just end up with the same book again and again, and I think that is the point. When you have a favorite series, when you have a favorite romance book, you just know. So now I'm going to be tagging some people that I just really want to know the answers to, both so I could get more recommendations and also to see if we are like in line in some way with these questions. So the first person I'm tagging is going to be Chris from Chronically D. She doesn't read romances specifically, just because I think she mentioned this in a previous video pretty recently, saying that she hasn't found like the good spot for romance books in the novels yet, but she does read romances in mangas and manhwa, so I'm excited to hear her answers. The second person I'm tagging is Love Lauren, aka Lauren, the person who is on my like love list because she gives the best recommendations. Like if she likes that series, I'm gonna like that series, period. No questions asked. She recommends me a series, I will drop everything and read it and binge it, and then my husband will be upset because he recommended it first. So Lauren, I can't can't wait to see where our answers are the same or where our answers are different. I think that will be really exciting to see, and I can't wait to hear your answers. Finally, I'm going to be tagging Jessie. She reads a lot of fantasy books along with books that are more focused on romance as a subplot. I believe she also says that she really enjoys slow burn. So her taste in romance is kind of different from mine, but I don't think I've ever had any bad experiences with the books that she's recommended. So I'm really interested to see how she would answer these questions as well. Of course, if you want to do this tag, consider yourself tagged and let me know down in the comment section when you upload the video, because I want to know. I need to know your answers. I want to be able to compare our answers. Like, we just finished our exams and we're comparing answers to see who gets the right and the wrong one. But in this case, to see if we have any similar tastes and if we can possibly be book besties. Yeah. Okay, all right, with that, I'm gonna wrap up this video here. I have been saying the word rizz one too many times today. It's a little bit embarrassing. I am no longer hip. I am aging myself by using the word hip probably, but remember to just like, comment, and subscribe and join us on the journey to 200 subscribers, and I will see you guys next Sunday for another video. Bye!